Now, I forgot to mention this in the initial video, or the initial recording, but I really don't intend on this video being controversial at all. These are all one boy's opinions on which bays are my favorites. I mean, these are about my favorite bays and whatnot. And I just don't want anyone getting the wrong idea. You just so happen to like a bay that I don't like, I'm sorry, but it's my opinion. It's kind of a thing.
Oh, come on, Nick.
Easy!
Trash, bro.
Hello, everyone. So, before I get started with anything, yes, school starts back this week. So my video, my uploading ratio will go down, as you could say. Won't be uploading as much at all because school. But okay, yeah, just want to say that. Also, this video is requested by this user right here. Thank you so much for this request. I actually never thought of this, but now that I saw your comment, I think this would be very interesting. Either way, I was gonna say it, but it's my favorite Beyblades versus my least favorite Beyblades. Now, one thing's for sure, I'm gonna say this. Just because a bay is my favorite doesn't mean the bay is actually good. And just because one of these bays in here are my least favorite doesn't mean the bay is bad. I have to make that clear because I know some people are gonna start whining. Otherwise, I'm like, oh, you just hate this bay because of this and that. No, I don't hate them. Like, well, there's some I kind of just like don't like, but I can say I absolutely despise them. But they are my least favorite. But that just shows how good Hasbro did with some bays, because I don't hate them too much, or really at all. It's just like probably 2-point matches and just randomly pick up 2 of the bays. Well, 1 bay for my favorite, 1 bay for my least favorite, and just make a battle it out in the stadium. Alright, let's go. Let's see. Okay, Zone Lunar versus Ace Dragon. So left spin versus right spin, both hyper screw bays, both attack types. Now explain why. Okay, so let me start with Zone. Zone is one of my favorite attack types. It's not only does it look really good, it's super strong. And I love how it's a left spin. I have a soft spot for left spin bays. And look at that, Zone actually scored that time. Because the Drake is kind of Now, I think the gimmick overall was very cheap. I mean, the whole gimmick was when the disc alignment thing. I'm gonna let the battle. Okay, I was gonna let the battle play out, but it doesn't matter. Ring out finish. Zone Lunar wins, but that was very quick. But yeah, I'm gonna keep going because I didn't get to why I don't like Ace Dragon. Now, Ace Dragon is okay. Pretty decent bay. I specifically don't like Hasbro's green Ace Dragon because it really doesn't look good in my eyes. I mean, it looks okay, but thank you, Zone. But it's just like a knockout. Like I mean, knockouts and get out of here. I just don't like the colors. It's bright green. It just doesn't strike to me. The chip looks kind of Nah, don't get me wrong. It's not my least favorite bay, but definitely on the list. I'm sorry. It's decent, but it's just the way how it looks. The original colored Ace Dragon is definitely better. Not one of my favorites, though. Alright. Oh, wow. Boom Calzar versus Sword Valtryek. Okay. 2 right spins. Now, listen. I'm going to start with Sword Valtryek. Sword Valtryek is one of my least favorite bays. For some reason, I've had a couple of people get the wrong impression and thinking I absolutely hate Valtryeks in general. Apparently I can't hate I don't hate Sword. But apparently I can't dislike a Valtryek, a specific Valtryek, without disliking every other Valtryek to these people. And don't even debate on me with this, because I know it happened. I saw it. There was actual blackmail videos on it. And I didn't even say I hated Valtryek overall. I just said, Sword just... I don't like Sword because it's really kind of weak. And it's like, I love... the other Valtryeks I like, I would say Sword is probably one of the worst Valtryeks. Just one of them. It's sad, but it is what it is. Now, Boom Calzar, let's do another one. It's one of my favorites because it's, not only is it super strong, it really looks cool. Now the gimmick might be useless, but I don't know for sure. But whenever the gimmick is like working like this, you actually see it work in the battle. I mean, like you actually see it activate, even if it's somehow useless. I think it's fun to see. I just love Calzar overall, and I thought it was a really cool bit. You know, why am I doing this? Okay, you know what? Whatever. I don't know why I was doing that. Yeah, love Calzar. Don't hate Sword Valtryek, but I don't like it either. So I better not see anyone rant on me for not liking Valtryek. Well, Sword Valtryek specifically. Oh, great. Dread Phoenix versus Gold X Betramoth. These were the... Now, Phoenix is probably a really, well, probably a fan favorite defense type. I love Phoenix. Look at that. Easy. Phoenix is really good. Now, Dread Phoenix, like, I love all the, every Phoenix Hasbro made. Like, this specific color, I just love it. It's like reddish orange and then the blue. Then the silver on the armor, it just looks really good. And the gimmick is awesome. And like I said, it's really strong, and that's another reason why I really like it. Also, freaking Slingshot is pretty good. It comes with good parts. Now, Gold X Betramoth, on the other hand, it comes with like, as you can see, it's not that powerful. Slopes on it are very weak. Comes with the 6 disc. I mean, the 6 disc is okay, but it's kind of like eh. It like comes with mad parts overall, and it didn't really strike me. I would easily pick Phoenix over Betramoth. All right, next up we got Inferno Salamander versus this Blizzard X Giant. Okay, I had to remember the name. It's been a while. Keep in mind, Inferno Salamander has the 0 disc instead of wing. Now, I don't like Blizzard X Giant because it runs out of stamina so quickly, and it's not even that aggressive. I mean, it starts out pretty aggressive, but it only lasts for like 2 seconds, and then all of a sudden it's really because of Hunter Slingshot. But even with a different driver, I still don't like it, because it's like... I mean, it looks okay, but... Okay, that was a lucky hit. Then again, I guess that shows that just because you have a height disadvantage, it doesn't mean you won't win a battle. So that should destroy hate for like older generation Beys. Let's do that. But yeah, I just don't like Gianons overall. Like Gianon G2 is just not my thing. Maybe Evolution would be better, but I don't know. Now, Inferno Salamander though. Inferno Salamander was genius by Hasbro. Like as evolution that Takara Tomy never did for a fan favorite Beyblade. Really smart, and it looks really good. Has the awesome colors, and it's a really strong Bey. So it's not like they just made it for money. I mean, because it's really good. They actually cared for this Bey. They actually did care for the Bey. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I really love Salamander. Could have gave it a better disc other than Wing, but it's eh. Okay, so... let's see. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be an absolute massacre. Union Achilles versus Rooter R4. I'm starting with Union. Union Achilles is really good. This, by the way, some people are confused at how I got this Bey with like stickers and everything. Hasbro made, same thing with Sword Valtrex. Hasbro made this version. Hasbro made a premium set. I think it's a Walmart exclusive. I could be wrong, but it's just this is like a Beyblade Burst Hasbro premium set. I'm pretty sure it's a Walmart exclusive. But yeah, it comes with Sword Valtrex, Union Achilles, obviously, Ace Dragon, and what do you call it? Lord Spryzen. How did I forget that? Lord Spryzen. And they all come with full detail. They all look really good, and they all perform better than their original counterpart. Well, I'm not talking about Takara Tomy counterparts. I'm talking about like the older, non-detailed versions. However, they don't perform that much more dramatically better. Oh, why not use an orange launcher for Achilles? It's great. I guess it doesn't matter in one, but they're still pretty good. They all look awesome. Union is just really good. I love the power mode thing. I love the concept. Awesome. Rooter is Rooter. That's the main. I guess the detail's okay on it and everything, but it's just that it came out pretty weak for Hasbro. Now the Hypersphere version is really good. I mean, it's basically the same layer, just recolored with Hypersphere parts, but it's like better slopes. But yeah, Hasbro's, but you can see it's still stood up to Union. This isn't one of my least favorites, but it's definitely not up there. That Brutal Luinor versus Crash Roktavor. Crash Roktavor is my one of my favorite Roktavors. But that's gonna change with actually not even, it's one of my favorites, but that's absolutely gonna change with Glide. As soon as I get Glide. I just say the Roktavor line is probably one of my favorite lines for Hasbro, and probably for Hasbro, because big hit by Brutal. And that's because, you know, it's funny, people always expect Hasbro Beys to be bad, especially Roktavors, despite it's like Hasbro has a history of making Roktavors really good, but nobody really acknowledges that until after they perform really good. It's like, I don't know why they always expect Roktavor to be bad. Look at that! Now, don't get me wrong, that was a bring out finish. I mean, it bursted, but it bursted in the pocket, so bring out. But that was easy for Roktavor. Brutal Luinor is not my favorite. It felt like a huge nerf from Nightmare, and it is a huge nerf. It's a huge nerf, because think about it, it went from having this awesome gimmick to being this. I didn't even care if they added metal to it. I would have not liked it. The part selection was just no Hasbro. And it's not even just a Hasbro only thing. TT had metal on it, and their version wasn't even good either. So it's like, why? Like, what was the point? This evolution felt so useless. I don't even know how I feel about Iger beating Louis in Turbo now, because Louis had a terrible Bey. I mean, it just seemed like, the Bey's kind of bad IRL. I really don't care. Why? Alright. Let me move on. I'm not gonna rant on it forever. Oh yes. Orb Vanguard versus Lightning X Aistros. Starting with Aistros. Lightning X Aistros is probably the worst Hasbro Beyblade in existence. No debate. It bursts so easily. No, it bursts so easily. It doesn't look too good. I mean, it looks okay. I mean, the middle part, like this little leaf in the middle, that looks okay. But I'm like, no, just no. In my opinion, it doesn't look too good. And its slopes are so weak, the parts don't... Like, why? Just why? And then, Orb Vanguard is one of my favorites because of the gimmick. It's insane. I love the layer. The layer looks awesome. And you can argue, yeah, thank you. Now you can argue like, oh well, Spyder, the gimmick was useless for. Yeah, I get it, but guess what? The thing about this Vanguard is that it doesn't have its sticky driver, so it's actually better than the one. Like Quest Slingshot is better than Quest. I don't want to hear any complaints. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear any of that. You can like debate me on other days, but not when it in parts, but not when it comes to Quest and Quest Slingshot. Quest Slingshot is undoubtedly better. That's just how it is. This Quest runs out of stamina so fast, and Quest Slingshot, at least the Bey can move around and actually like win, win, like can actually win. Come on, don't y'all like winning? All right. Next up, yeah. You know what? Yeah, I want to. Let me use Sword Achilles. Let's just use Sword Achilles. I decided to pick Galaxy Zootron versus Sword Achilles. Sword Achilles. No, let me start with Zootron this time. Galaxy Zootron. But keep in mind it has a cross frame. That was easy. But I am telling you, Galaxy Zootron was probably the most hated Slingshot Bey for absolutely no reason. Aside from not having the metal ball gimmick thing in the lair. That ticked me off so bad. As a Zack fan, the fact that people immediately talk trash about Zootron because of that gimmick that could have been, who knows, maybe even useless. Is there even proof that it works? Think about it, it's a really competitive layer for Hasbro, but people still hate it because, oh, no metal gimmick, oh my gosh, no planet driver, oh my gosh, Hasbro, what have you done? You made my Bey a million times better. I hate you. Like, it was so good. It was so good for Hasbro. It was and is so good for Hasbro, despite not having that gimmick, and people hate on it anyway. I am disgusted. Sword Achilles, it's obvious why I don't like it. The color, it's just the color. Let's move on. But yeah, and it comes with this driver, by the way. This is, in my opinion, still really good. This is Liner Slingshot. It's a really good driver. It was a really good driver. So for people who complain about Planet not being here, when Hasbro gave this guy a new driver for the most part, that's really good. Appalls me. All right, next up, let's put in Dronzer versus Twin Optimus. Twin Optimus is obviously one of my favorites. Dronzer is just super weak for Hasbro. Well, this version. That's why Colossus mode, nice. Oh wow! Already a ring out finish. Oh, I gave it Blade. But yeah, Dronzer is just not that good for Hasbro. And even if it had good slopes, I still don't think it would be that good because of how it's, just because of the layer shape and size. No, actually no, I take that back about the size part, because I've seen Guardian Curvaeus. It's small, but it can win. And it has Liner, but that Liner has a terrible spring. Liner Slingshot is basically the most upgraded version of Liner, and it's really good. It's really good. I really shouldn't see any complaints. You can't say it's not a new driver. I know it's based off of an older one, but you can't say it's not a new driver. Liner Slingshot. Here I am talking about Galaxy Zootron when I should be talking about these two. Okay, Twin Optimus looks amazing. Has amazing slope. Has a cool driver, in my opinion. And the gimmick is cool. The gimmick works. Upper mode, Colossus mode. Now, upper mode is arguably better than Colossus mode because no matter. Actually, I think it is better. I just think it's a fact that it is better because no matter what, in upper mode, you can get good hits even against Beys that have a height advantage. Colossus mode is a different story. It's still good, but upper mode's just better. Alright, finally, the final battle. Dusk Balcash versus Iris H2. Iris H2. Oh my gosh. Iris H2 is okay. Kinda. It's weird. It's just easy to burst. That was a disgrace, Dusk. That was a disgrace. I am disappointed in you. Maybe I should have slapped a frame on you. Yeah, you're probably wondering, it's actually really pretty much a stock combo for Dusk. I just changed the chip. Just that. You're doing that right. So far, my most easy, just easy win. Easy win. Alright, that's what, yeah, get some payback. I'm gonna do one more round with you. Actually, I want to try something out. I'm gonna leave you in there real quick. Probably gonna get a slow motion burst, but that's what I want to see. Even if you don't, I hope you just win with spin speed. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Dusk, you probably already know why Dusk is my favorite if you've been a frequent viewer of my channel. It's a really fun bay to use. I love the Dusk Flare. I love Dusk. It's like the first less spin defense type I've ever seen. Well, there's Arc Vial Cash, but I think Dusk is better. It looks better in my opinion. Arc is better as a stock bay, but I think Dusk is probably more useful. Actually, I take that back. Although I still like Dusk more. I just like how it's wider and like, yeah, Gamma Bay. It has Orbital Hypersphere, all that good stuff. I already talked about Hyros. It's just kind of weak. Don't have that much against it, but eh. Alright, so there y'all go. Hopefully I didn't get too ranty on some of these days. I really hope I didn't sound too mean with some of them. I know I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some things that I don't even want me to imply, but I probably did, so I'm sorry if I did. It's really just my opinion, really. But yeah, so I just gonna put my favorite base in here. My least favorite base out. Now just forgot to mention at the beginning, there's a lot of bays in here that I really wanted to put in here, like for real, but I just didn't put them in here. I didn't really think they're my most favorite out of these guys. But I do love them. Like Master Devilos is really good, but I just didn't really feel like putting it in here with them. Didn't feel like it matched. How many? I'm missing one. Oh yeah, Phoenix. Oh, Phoenix is here. How am I missing? I'm not missing anyone, huh? Whatever. No, I'm not. Alright, and keep in mind, there's still a lot of bases that I seriously wanted to put on my least favorite, but I'm like, let me just put down the other ones. I mean, there's some that I wanted to, but I think the video would be too long otherwise. Maybe not way too long, but just a bit too long, just by a tad bit. All right, thank y'all for watching. Have a great day.